Hi, this is Dave Wheeler from GPSSpeakerMarketing.com and InternetMarketingForSpeakers.com. Today I'm going to show you how to use WordPress and start posting on your blog in 5 minutes or less. So, let's get started. First, I'm going to assume you can get to this page, which is your login page for WordPress. The example we're using today is globalscienceteachers.org, and the WP/login page is pretty typically the page where you start to log in. So let me type in my password and get us logged in. Jump right in there. And this is the first page you'll see. This is typically where you start when you get into your blog. It's the dashboard page, and there's a lot of stuff here. Don't get too worried about it. The important things to look at are your comments and your posts and your pages. Other than that, we're not going to worry too much about all the other stuff. There's tons of things on it. WordPress, you can customize it, you can do all kinds of various things, but when you're getting started, don't worry too much about all these other things. For now, today we're going to cover posts, pages, and comments. Let's start right out with posts. Well, let's look at the all post pages. The all post. Right now there's nothing in here, so not much to look at, but this is where you would manage and you'd see your list of all your different posts that you've created or are either published or drafts. So let's go ahead and we'll add a new. We could add new here, or we could have. There's another. Anyways, so this is the typical page you'll be looking at when you're creating your post. First thing you do is add a title. Let's see. So let's see for this one. And it automatically creates the web address here, and you can actually edit if, for example, this was too long, you wanted to keep it short. Oops, you could just delete just call it best practices maybe, for example. So you do that, and it's basically like a word processor. You may see this or this little button here kind of opens up a few more options in terms of word processing and formatting of your text. So let me just type some things in here. Okay, so that's just some text to throw in there to show you. You can also, if you wanted to, this one, I find this very helpful. You can change, put a heading in front of each kind of major paragraph. It helps readability. It also helps in terms of the setup of your page. So, for example, I can do that, and I can also change the color of the text there. So those are just a couple of things. You can experiment with this. The next thing you need to do is, if I left right now this page, it would be lost. So I need to save the draft, so that way at least it's saved as a draft. And then if say this is all ready to go, I would just hit the publish button and it would go ahead and show it to the world. You can also schedule when you might want to have it published, in which case if you put a time on here, this publish button would go to a schedule button. So, and you can change the visibility. You can have it password protected or private. You can also, if you've got multiple people that need to review, once you've made a draft and you want to have somebody review it, you could check change the status to pending review. But essentially, saving the draft and publishing are probably the two most common buttons that you'll be using. The other things on this page, it's some depend on how the website's set up. Other ones are fairly common, like categories and tags. But at this point, we're not going to worry too awfully much about that. Let's just get you going and get you writing. The other thing, just so you're aware, pages are are basically the kind of static pages. Usually they show up in the navigation bar of the website. So those you can add new here or add new here, and you can edit them and trash them or get rid of them. So the other part is comments. That's the other part that is going to be important to you, because once you put your article out there, people will be adding comments to it, and you'll want to come in here and either approve them or trash them or identify them as spam. So, but again, that's part of running a blog. You've got posts, you've got pages, you've got comments. That's pretty much it. That should get you going, and If you have any questions, check us out at gpsspeakermarketing.com. This is Dave Wheeler, signing off.